Okay, this video is to demonstrate the solution to the problem of using Chef to configure Nginx as a reverse proxy for multiple backend services. And basically we want to set up Nginx so that when we go to a URL that has /bing in it, it should go to bing.com, and if it has /weather, it should go to https.weather.com. And then we want to compare the curl outputs of the local host versus directly going to Bing or to weather.com. And also we want to use the Chef cookbook to extend the ephemeral port range so that it begins at 20,000 and ends at 64,000. So this exercise involved learning Chef, Nginx, and Git. So in an ideal situation, we would like to have a Chef server, a Chef workstation, and a node setup. But however, due to time constraints, we are only going to demo the Chef recipe, Chef cookbook on a standalone Chef workstation, which has Nginx installed on it. And basically, this document has some of the screenshots. This will be loaded up to Git as well. And right now, I'm going to demonstrate in the terminals how I was able to configure Chef to set up Nginx the way we wanted. So here, if you look, we're in the cookbook for the exercise cookbook directory, and under here we have the recipes directory and the templates directory. So if we do a tree, it'll display all the different things that are under the directories, the subdirectories under here in the files. So under recipes we have default.ruby and test1.ruby. And also if you look under templates, we have etc nginx conf.d.default and etc.rc.local.erb. And these are two templates. Actually, we're only going to be using this template. This template is just there so that if we want to set the etc.local file so that during the boot up process it will set the port range, we can do that, but I'm not going to demo that. That's just an option we have. And then let's do this. Let's go here, bring up these other terminals. I'm going to minimize this. Okay, so we have our 4 terminals, and if you look here, I've been showing the directories that we're at. So this is the cookbook directory, this is the nginx config.d directory, and this is the GitHub directory, or the Git projects directory for this exercise. So if we do right now, let me just see that command right here. Let me copy this command here, and what this is doing is it's going to run the cookbook, which is called test1, and it's going to run that, and that cookbook is going to then first check to see if the EPL release is installed, package is installed, and if it is, it'll continue. If it isn't, it'll install it, and then it'll check to see if the Nginx is installed. And we needed the EPL release for Nginx to be installed, and then it's going to try to set the port range, and it's going to make sure that the default Nginx config file is there and has not been changed, and also is going to enable and start up Nginx. So right now everything is running, and if we go to a browser, we can actually check that. We can go to localhost, 10. So this goes to our Nginx, and now then what I'm going to do is, let's go here, let's go to recipes, and we're going to look at the test recipe, which is the one that was written for this exercise. So let me expand this out a little bit. Okay, so we first install Apple release if it's not there, and then the same with nginx, and then we set up an execute directive to set the port range, um, and then we have a template for the default.conf configuration file for nginx, and we have a source, and this was that what I was showing you before, that under the templates file in the cookbooks directory, or the templates directory under the cookbooks directory, we had this file which is the actual config file that we want to use, and so this will overwrite that or rewrite it if it's been changed or if it's been deleted. And here we have the nginx service itself, and we're saying that we want to enable it and start it. We also want to notify. Once we do that, we want to notify and run this execute command to set the port range. So anyway, let's test this out. So we have all this. So now I'm going to quit out of here, and I'm going to come here and do nginx -s stop. I'm going to stop the service, and then I'm going to run this cookbook again. And if we just left out the test one here, the colon test one, it would have run the default recipe in there. So here, as you can see, it's starting the service, and then it's executing that port range. Oh, I forgot to show you. Let me see. Let's go back here and do this. I'm going to set this. I'm going to run this, and then we can do a cat. So basically, I'm setting the port range to the default what it was before, and as you can see, that's what it is. So let me stop this service again, and if we run this again, it should start the service, and it should set the port range to 20,000 to 64,000. So now if we cat the port range, you can see that it's been changed. Alright, now I'm just going to uninstall nginx altogether. So I'm going to say yum remove nginx. It's going to remove the package. Yes, I want to remove it. So, and if we go back here, you'll see that it can't get to the nginx web page anymore. It's trying and trying, and then it'll fail. So now we run the cookbook again, and it should reinstall the service and set the port range again. So it's checking the Apple release. That's fine. nginx, it wasn't installed, so it installed it. It started the service, and it set the port range. Okay, so now if we go here again, see, now it found it. If I go there, it comes right up. And also, we want to see if we get to Bing, it doesn't get there. Okay, well, let's see. Let's go to the recipe, vi test, and in the recipe, sorry, wrong place. Let me go to the nginx configuration file. So here we have default, and here we have the location for Bing, and it should redirect to bing.com, but it doesn't. And we'll test out the other one, which is redirect weather to https://weather.com. So let's go back here to the local, to the server that's running that nginx, and type in weather/. And as you can see, it did go to https://weather.com. So I tried several different sites in here besides Bing, Google, MSN. They all seem to work. I believe it's something with Bing that it doesn't like to have that redirect done to it. So we'll see that in a minute as well. with the curl command. So what else can we do? Let's just change this configuration file. Let's just take out weather.com. Okay, save that, write and quit. I'm going to reload nginx. So we're going to do nginx reload, and then if I go back, reset that, and let's see if it's cached or not. If I can type, here we go. And that is there. So let's try a incognito 10.10.1.39. Go with, sorry, 39.10.10.1.39. So that goes there, and we'll go to weather, and it should not come up. See, not found. So this one is the cache version we saw a minute ago. So let's not look at that. This is the one that is showing that now the weather redirect has been taken out of the config file, and nginx has been reloaded with that config file. So now it's not in policy. So if you run that cookbook again, it should put it back in policy. It should test and compare it to the template, and if it's not the same, it'll overwrite it. Let's see. So it overwrote the template file. You can see here it added back in the weather redirect, and it restarted the service, and again it just reset the ports. So if I come here again and do a refresh, there it works. Okay, so I go back, Bing still does not work, and it's just something with bing.com doesn't like that. So that's that. And if we do a curl command, where is that? If we do this one, let's look at it here. Let me clear the screen. What did I just do? Hang on, sorry. Let's go here. Alright, there we go. So curl is pulling from directly from bing.com. But if we try to use curl, this curl, okay, let me take that -l out. What is it doing? There. So it comes back with this message that the page has been permanently moved. And so to get around that, you have to use curl-l, which will go to the redirected page, and then it's giving you all this output. Same thing with weather.com. If you go directly to weather.com, it's going to pull that page, and then if you go curl-l weather.com, it's going to pull the page as well. So these outputs for all these curl commands is in the Git, will be uploaded to the Git repository as well. And I hope that shows how some of the power of Chef. Actually, we're just scratching the surface, obviously, but so there were a few things in here. Is we had to learn how the basics of Chef works, how nginx works, and also how to get the Git repository done. So I will be sending the link with the Git repository, and yeah, so I hope that shows an overall good overview of using Chef to configure nginx. Thank you very much.